My name is Kelly, and I work at the Teachers College Reading and Writing Project, and I'm a mom. Life is busy, as I'm sure your lives are. Sometimes I talk because I'm an educator, and when I talk with other friends I have who are also caregivers, sometimes they ask me questions. And so one of the things that my friends have talked with me about is helping their kids to organize their time and helping them to schedule their time. And so we've had those conversations, and I thought I might pass along some of the things that my friends have found helpful in case they're also helpful to you. So one situation that came up in the place where I live is that mornings were getting to be especially difficult, that we were having a hard time with having our oldest be ready in time for school to start. So one of the things that we did, which has made some difference, it has not solved everything, has been to work to make a checklist. So I'll show you her checklist. If your child may need something different or fewer items on the checklist, of course that will be what you'll do. But this is just my own child's checklist. Okay, so you can see that everything on this checklist is the things that need to be completed before she goes to school. And some of them are things that she needs to do, and some of them are things that she wants to make sure that she has. So it's not like the checklist has any one way it can go. So get dressed, make your bed, eat breakfast, empty the dishwasher. We were trying to give her more chores this year, more responsibility. So empty the dishwasher was something that we had when we lived in an apartment. We didn't have a dishwasher, and so her list of chores would look very, very different. She wants to make sure that she has her allergy bracelet and her glasses. This was especially helpful in the beginning of the school year when she really needs to wear her allergy bracelet so that her teachers know about her allergy. She wanted to add brushed hair, so we added it in a different color. Because I was actually rewriting it over every morning, and then was like, why am I making a new one every morning? So I put it in a page protector, and then she can just use a dry erase marker to check it off. And then erase that and just have the same one. Then she could just use it every day. You could also put it in a plastic bag because that kind of serves the same purpose. One tip is that it's important to reinforce to your child that they should check off the item once it's been completed. Otherwise, you're going to see maybe the whole checklist checked off with not all items completed yet. The other thing to say about this is that she didn't really like to have a checklist. And so I just talked with her about how I find checklists really helpful in my own life. And I showed her actually the to-do list that I made the day before, where I actually was checking off things that I was doing. And so my partner and I both put up our own checklists for the morning. We could model for the kids how we actually are going through it. And I said to them, even though it's in my head, it's still an actual checklist. So I just wrote it out so they could see. And that has been somewhat helpful in dealing with helping her to get out on time in the morning and be ready. The other thing to say about scheduling that we've also tried is my friends have said, how do you organize their day if they have some time that is not structured by what they need to do at school? So I said, well, with my fourth grader, I asked her to come up with 3 things that she's going to do that day and to write, or for the next day, and write them down. And then I look at them before the next day so that I can just kind of get a sense of what she's planning. And I might talk to her about it if I felt like the things on the list just needed to be discussed a little bit further. It says things like play by myself, play with my stuffed animals, make a new recipe, play with Ellen K, those are her brothers, bike ride with Papa, make first aid kits. But the idea is that her choice in what she should do that day and just her own coming up with her schedule, I think, is teaching her independence and organizing her own time and teaching her that I'm not going to come up with a new activity constantly. I'm not going to be the director of her time. It's going to be some of the time she gets to make those decisions about how to structure her time. So if that's helpful to you, I'm glad, and we're all just doing the best we can, and I wish you all good luck in this journey of being caregivers.